بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. This is a sister speaking. The voice is computerized and disguised for confidentiality and modesty purposes. I thought I'd do a slightly different video today for the channel to be of more help towards the students of knowledge, inshallah ta'ala. And I've got here Word 2016 open. And what I wanted to do is that I wanted to show another way of giving or writing and typing notes and organizing your notes so that inshallah ta'ala one can benefit, one can really and truly benefit from the works that they study, inshallah ta'ala. Of course, this can go for anything, it can go for anything in the world that is studied. And especially if you have been an academic, all your life, or you have done academia at university, for example, then of course this is something that might be quite familiar to you. But just in case it isn't familiar to some of us out there, inshallah ta'ala, I'm just going to put this video up, bismillahi ta'ala, and inshallah ta'ala it will help, because I found that over the years my issue is the way that I take my notes. And if I can take my notes properly, then studying, I am much more motivated to study. And for me, I have to make it more interesting, because my mind is very what's the word for it? It's very distracted at times. I'm not someone who can focus on a task during the day for all day. I need breaks. I'm that kind of person. And I also like to change things around in terms of how the notes are being done, and make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, you could say, and a little bit more neat and creative. And because I am not very artistic at all, handwritten notes are something that I really struggle with. And so alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed us with a computer, and inshallah ta'ala, we can use it for the maximum benefit, inshallah ta'ala. So over the years I've looked at different methods of note taking, and for different subjects in different ways, even on paper. But if you want to make things a lot more easier, one thing that I recently just thought about, and I've actually tried, and it's very good, mashallah, is to use word processor, Microsoft Word, to organize our notes, and also to make it easier for us to cross-reference in the future. So what does this mean? Now, I have Microsoft Word 2016, and I'm not sure about other word processors. I think the earlier versions of Word probably are quite similar. But if you have another processor like OpenOffice or whatever else, then try to see if you can find these tabs in those processes, or just have a look online, inshallah, and either I will help. So this is the way that one can study, especially I think for fiqh, for studying jurisprudence, and for studying Islamic law. um, especially. I wouldn't say it's the best format for studying subjects like hadith, because for hadith, um, it isn't really much question and answer based. It's pretty much the hadith, what we understand from it, right? So this method is especially beneficial for very theoretical subjects like fiqh, where I have found that first of all, the question and answer format is very, very, very beneficial. Okay, because a lot of the times when we have questions in our mind, or sometimes people ask questions, it's sometimes so much easier to just be able to open up a directory and have, oh, this is the question, how many raka'at is this salah, or what are the wajibat of this. So it's just easy to navigate like that also, I think. Okay, so this is how we're going to start off. So obviously, first of all, you're going to put a title, and the title is the title of your book, and you can be as creative as you like in the title page, or the title, just the heading down here. Okay, and sometimes I find that when you are creative and you enjoy, making it look nice and look organized and creative, it helps a lot, inshallah ta'ala. So if we just put our title, and we're going to put our title as I'm going to give an example of a book, let's say Fuduli. So Fuduli. Now obviously we want to format this. So the absolute title depends on how your page is going to be, but I'm going to do a simple formatting. So I'll make it size 24, and I'll make it a bit bold, put it in the middle. And again, formatting is everyone's choice, but you can have a good title page, whatever, but you don't need to. This is enough, right? So we've separated the title off from the general text. Okay. So now what we want to do, and it's very important, is we're going to leave some space. I'm going to tell you why afterwards, inshallah ta'ala. But we're going to now, make another subheading. So for the subheading, I'm going to put it down to maybe size 18, okay? And we'll put down a title. So if you're doing it according to lesson, you're doing it like lesson 1. Or if you are doing it according to topic, could be, for example, the fara'id of wudu. And so the fara'id of wudu, and you can put that. Now, the fara'id of wudu, so that is our first heading. And then what we want to do is we want to always divide the mas'ala as much as we can. So think about the questions that you can have. Now, it could be that you are studying online, and I love studying online, alhamdulillah. It's my field, alhamdulillah. But wherever you are studying, doesn't matter. Think about some questions that you can have within this, okay? Or if you have done notes from a recorded lesson, you'll have your bullet points already, and it will just be a matter of organization, okay? So think about it, the questions. So for example, I'm going to now put this down to size 12, and this is going to be my subheading, okay, of this section. And this is going to be, for example, what, and again bold, okay, what is the ayah, or shall we say what is the ayah, in the Quran, referring to wudu. Okay, so this is one question that we have. Another one could be, um, what are the 4 obligatory body parts that need to be washed in wudu? So that. And another question could be, how is the wiping of the head to be performed? Okay, how is the wiping of the head to be performed? And you could add a sub question here as well. How much is the minimum amount for masah? Okay, not for masah, like that. Okay, right? So that's the question. How is the wiping of the head to be performed, and how much is the minimum amount for masah? Okay. And you could do more, but this is how you don't have to do it as deep as that. You could have your heading as just wudu, and then so there's no harm in us trying. So if you want, for example, I'll make this 18. Did I? This one's 18, so I'm going to make this one about 22 there. So I could say this is the whole topic of wudu, and it's up to you how you want to format it, because the formatting isn't as important, because you'll see, inshallah. So the wudu, the fara'id of wudu, then you have all of these questions, so that way it will reduce the amount of questions that you have, because you can just simply leave it as what are the fara'id of wudu, what are the sunan of wudu, what is the proof, what is, so this is what you could do. And we can again make it the same heading as this is size 18, so we're gonna make it, for example, we'll go back and we'll put it later, the sunan. So we have the sunan of wudu. And we're going to make this the same as before, so we're going to make it like size 18. Okay, and again, think about your questions. Think about all of the questions that come through. So there's 2 ways of going about it. One is that you have listened to the recording, or you've listened to a live class online, or you have sat down in class in person and you are now just writing the notes on your laptop or whatever, and you're writing it down. So these questions won't be there first, okay? Rather, what would most likely be there is, for example, you will have you'll probably be just writing like this, and I'm just going to do it like this, so it won't be bold. I'll put the capitals on nicely. So you'll just be doing notes. Okay, so this is what you're doing all the way through, and then afterwards, what you can do is you can take your headings, okay, and put them in the appropriate places. So I could, for example, say, well, this was all to do with the question down here, so I'll put it there. Do you see? I could do that if I wanted to. And I could do that. Or another way of approaching it is if you want to revise, and you start off by writing the questions. Start off by writing the questions that you have, and then fill it in. So it's more like a revision exercise. So you can use that. Now, the next thing to do, once you have organize your notes like that, is the reason why I was given the space here is because Word has this beautiful feature, which is what I wanted to point towards. And that is this. Or we'll get it from the references. We go to the references, and you see here a table of contents. Okay, so this is very good. Now, in order to, first of all, do that, what we'll do is we'll click on wudu, and we're going to press add text, and we're going to press level 1. Okay, so let's change it around slightly, I don't mind. So that's level 1. And then I'm going to change this to level 2. And I'm going to change this to level 2 as well. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, and you have to do it in sections. So that's going to be now level 3. Okay, I'm going to do that. Level 3, level 3. And of course, you are going to have a space notes in here. Okay, like that. All right. You can have that. Now what you're going to do is, first of all, you don't have to do it in this order, but we're going to add some page numbers. So page number, let's just say in the bottom of the page, in the middle, that's it. Okay, so we've done that. Now over here, we're going to go back to references, and we're going to click on table of contents, and we're going to click on one of these two, automatic table 1 or 2. So now, subhanAllah, look at that. Okay, so this is what it does, is it's automatically added your table of contents as you've written it down. And as you can see, because we've done the proper levels, we've got level 1, level 2, and all of this is level 3. So it's organized it very beautifully, with so much ease. And if I was to put this down there, now look what happens. Okay, so what I should do is I will go back here and I'll go to update table, and I will say update the entire table. And look at that, it's gone to page 2 now. So this is automatic, and that's not it. Afterwards, look, we've got links as well to these particular sections. So let's go to the Sunan al-Wudu, and here we are. And so how this benefits is, once you have finished your book, you will have these notes in question and answer format. If you want, you can go and get it bound through any printing service out there, and you'll have page reference where to go. Because sometimes I know, I've alhamdulillah also been taking lots of notes, alhamdulillah, as a student. So alhamdulillah, one thing I've noticed is that we lose our notes. Subhanallah, later on, so many years later, you want to find out about a particular mas'ala, you want to find out, and then you're looking for your notes, and your notes go missing somehow. So having a contents page for your notes is very good. So if it's actually a hard copy, then you've got the numbers to direct you, and you can turn to the page appropriately. And if it's a soft copy online, or just on your computer, you have this document over here that you can use to get them, navigate towards, right, and find the particular question that you have. And I'm going to try and do that, inshallah ta'ala, with the new books, inshallah, that I may study, inshallah ta'ala. So whatever you are studying, whether you're studying with teachers or you are doing self-study of some sort, this is a good way to go about it. And it also helps when you do your thesis, when you do dissertations, when you do research articles, anything like that. Alhamdulillah, it's a good way. And for hadith and everything else, there are also other ways that we can take notes, but I just wanted to show you this way, inshallah. And in case you didn't know before, at least now, alhamdulillah, there's some knowledge of it. And we should try to take maximum benefit from all of the resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given for our benefit, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullahu ta'ala khairan. Yahsin al-jaza for listening. Continue du'as bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And inshallah ta'ala, I hope that this has benefited and that inshallah ta'ala our studies are made easier. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us and forgive us of our sins and accept any good that we may have said. Forgive us of our sins. Ameen. صلى الله تعالى على سيدنا نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.